If you're just waking up, maybe you went to work, to the office, grabbed that cup of coffee. It's a good idea. I saw a lot of frost on the ground, a lot of frost on the windshields. Majestic Storm here in the Live Impact studio, monitoring everything that is today's forecast. Hi, Majestic. How are you? I know you're running around, so busy, trying to keep track of all of this wet, chilly weather, although not wet yet.
Not wet yet. It has been cold, but really, I think tomorrow's going to be really the busy day, that's for sure. So let's get into it because we're following a lot of different things today. If you're getting ready to head out the door, really, we're not seeing any significant problems. Yes, it's cold outside. Grab your layers. You're going to want that today. Temperatures this afternoon, though, really not looking too bad. Low 50s overall, a dry, mild day. They're in Blowing Rock this morning. It looks pretty nice. Wanted to show you our impact radar. We actually got a video in from a viewer this morning out in Mooresville. Of course, that's out by Lake Norman, of a couple of random snow flurries already starting. Very random. Temperatures are cold enough to happen, but we really don't have a lot of moisture that we're working with yet. So let's just detail out really what we're watching now, and then I really want to get into our weather impact alert forecast for tomorrow. You can see 36 degrees right now here in the Queen City. We are looking at a cloudy day today. Up in the mountains, also cloudy and cold. This is out there in Beach Mountain. They've had their snowmakers going all morning long. Fake snow, though, today. I think real snow for the mountains by tomorrow. This is out there in Lake Norman. We've also been monitoring for pockets of fog and even freezing fog. We've had fog, but also those below freezing temperatures, and when you encounter both of those, you can actually see that fog freeze onto surfaces. So if you're ever traveling and it's a cold, kind of winter-like morning, take a look at your temperature, because if it's at freezing or below, just make sure you're driving carefully, especially on on-ramps, off-ramps, bridges, stuff like that. By this point, we are above freezing, so we're making some improvements there. Again, cloudy, 50-degree temperatures today. We're staying dry. It's tonight and into tomorrow that we're watching our next storm system push through the Carolinas. Bottom line, we are weather alert because the weather tomorrow morning is going to impact your morning commute. Most of us will stay above freezing tonight, so it's going to be coming down as widespread cold rain. Now, if you're right along I-40 and north of that, that's where the forecast starts to get a little bit tricky. Likely going to see a wintry mix of rain, sleet, some snowflakes, some accumulating snow for some as well. And then if you're already making plans for your weekend, we do have a rather cloudy weekend, a cold weekend with a few rain showers here and there. 30s for most of us, 40 degrees right now, though. They're in Jefferson. As we're looking at Morganton, 10 degrees cooler. And this is what I'm talking about, those pockets of dense fog where temperatures are still a little bit below freezing, like in Lancaster right there. If you encounter that fog, just be careful as you're traveling, especially on those bridges. Now, overall highs today going to be a little warmer than yesterday. Yesterday we topped off into the 40s. Today let's plan for 50s. However, increasing cloud coverage will be the name of the game. Yesterday we had a little sunshine, which was nice. Today, cloudy, overcast conditions ahead of the system that's approaching. Now, overnight lows, I always watch this when I'm looking at winter weather because temperatures play a big role in what kind of precipitation we're tracking, what we're forecasting, and what we eventually actually see. So lows tonight in Charlotte around 38 degrees. That's good. Yes, it's cold, but it's not freezing and below. In order for us to actually get that snow, we need moisture and we need cold temperatures, and it's hard to get both at the same time. Now, some of us actually will get some snow tomorrow where those temperatures are going to be much cooler, especially up in the mountains. So here's that system right here. Here's our satellite and radar, zooming it out, big picture perspective. A lot of heavy, widespread rain. You can see it really tapping in across Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, heading towards Georgia, and then making its way across the Carolinas next. Notice to the north of that, though, areas in Oklahoma, Arkansas, even Missouri, tapping into a little bit of snow this morning. Once we're zooming it in, though, across the Carolinas, we are just looking at overcast skies, cold temperatures, and really not working with a lot of moisture quite yet. But remember, tomorrow we are under a WCNC weather impact alert time frame. So make sure you're just staying close to our weather team. We're going to keep you up to date with this. Really, the biggest impacts with tomorrow's forecast It's going to be on the Friday morning commute. If your kids are heading off to school, it is going to be rainy, it's going to be wet, it's going to be miserable if you have to work out in the elements. But if you work out in the elements, you're probably a pro at this. You know how it goes: layers, rain gear, all the things. Again, right along I-40 and especially north of it, that's when we'll start to see that transition from just cold rain into potentially sleet and snow, and some of us actually getting some accumulating snowfall up in the mountains. So if you plan on traveling tomorrow, make sure you're paying close attention to the forecast. I think travel conditions will be much better Friday afternoon compared to Friday morning. Futurecast looks like this. Again, not seeing any problems today, but look what happens. Pausing time here. This is 3 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so most of us are asleep at this point. But notice temperatures. Always watch those temperatures. We're seeing 40s right around Charlotte. That's good. That's just your normal kind of annoying, miserable rain if you have to be outside. But again, this is still early in the morning while most of us are asleep. Models are still showing right along I-40. Temperatures start to get a little bit cooler, but still we're not seeing freezing or below at that point. So could we have some snowflakes mixed in? Sure. Could we have rain? Absolutely. And then snow, look at that blue. Likely that's where we'll actually get some accumulating snow, where temperatures are going to be below freezing for a couple hours at least. Here's 6 o'clock now. We're still seeing that green. Remember, the green is just normal rain here in the Charlotte metro area. So with that being said, your morning commute, it's going to be soggy. It is going to be rainy. We could even have pockets of brief heavy downpours for us. So take it easy on those area roadways. Here's 8 o'clock, still to the north, not completely done with that winter weather. And then by mid-morning, early afternoon, will be good to go. It's just going to be a rather cold day. Moisture, wet, soggy for the first half of our day. Will be dry for the second half of our Friday. But then temperatures tomorrow, they're going to struggle, only rising into the upper 30s to near 40-degree temperatures. I wanted to touch on this too, because the National Weather Service has also issued winter weather advisories for Ashe, Watauga, Avery counties, parts of Caldwell and Burke counties, starting at 7 o'clock tonight until 1 o'clock in the afternoon Friday. So this makes sense because these are the areas where temperatures will be cold enough that we could actually get some snow, slick and icy spots. We're still forecasting around 2 to 4 inches of snow that could fall, especially up towards Ashe County specifically. The closer you get up to the Virginia state line, that's likely where we'll actually have that snow. And I know those ski resorts, I always love looking at those cameras in the morning. I love snowboarding. So they've been making their own snow, but hopefully this will help and they can have their own natural snow. You can see once we kind of head to the south a bit, a trace to 1 inch in that area shaded in white. Still, it's tricky because it's a mix of that snow and that rain, sleet. Again, if we see that accumulations, it'll likely be on grassy surfaces. And here in Charlotte, still a rain event. Now, is it out of the question to have maybe a couple of random snowflakes? Not really, but will it be impactful for us? No. I mean, the rain, will it be impactful, but we're not talking about winter weather in Charlotte. 7-day forecast looks like this. Jerry Hunt Supercenter, of course, 52 degrees, cloudy skies, no real problems today. It's just going to be while we're asleep, while we're waking up tomorrow, a lot of moisture pushing into the Carolinas, and it's all about the temperature. So we'll be on this. We'll be on this tomorrow, watching this.
Voices in the room.
Like, what in the world? And then Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be colder. I mean, we should be at 57 degrees, high of 47, so still below that. Cloudy and rain showers possible just a little bit Saturday and Sunday, but Monday, more rain chances ahead. And don't forget, Saturday is the toy drive. We're going to be bundled up collecting toy donations at the Carolina Place, so hopefully you can come out and donate.
All right, that sounds good. I like how the snow really just has the line, you know,
It
it's a
does.
nice clear mark north
Yes.
of I-40, so at least gives you a little bit of distinction there.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty distinct too. Yesterday I was getting my car worked on, and you know, the people who've lived in this area for a long time, they're like, it always seems to happen this way. Once it hits I-40, it just transitions and it switches over, and that's kind of what we've been seeing day after day. There really hasn't been any big differences in our forecast, so at least it's going steady the way that we're planning as of now.
All right, plan for a miserable drive tomorrow morning. Again, twice in a week.
Yeah.
Majestic.
We'll
All
get
right.
through it.
Won't blame the weather, people. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Majestic Storm in the Live Impact studio.